Hello and welcome to Cat Herders meeting 44. I have shared the agenda in chat. And before we get into the first item, which is about the Cat Herders group meeting time, first let's welcome our new member who has recently joined the Cat Herders with filling up the onboarding form. So yeah, please, if you would like to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Juan Alonso, and I've been involved for a bunch of years now with management in the professional world in a software company, just like legacy type of stuff. So not related to blockchain. And I was really interested in Ethereum and what you guys are doing. So I want to join and know more about it.
Sure. Welcome to the group. So this meeting is about what we do, like what the Cat Herders do as a group. We are involved in different activities around Ethereum blockchain. So I hope that by the end of this meeting, you will have some idea of what we do and where you can find yourself like, more suited, and we can engage you over there. So the first item of the meeting today is a group meeting time. Now that time is going to change, the daylight saving is going to change, and a few of the Cat Herders member have moved to the West Coast side. I mean, like there is some issues we are facing with people's participation. So I was wondering what time would be good for, general consensus for the people to join in. Is this time the 1500 UTC would work? Because this 1500 is going to change, like whatever time is in your zone is going to change if you are in United States after a week. So should we continue this, or we should look into other options? Any thoughts on that?
I think this time is all right.
It's okay for me too.
Cool. Then in that case, we should try to have this. We run this on 1500 UTC for few meetings, and if it works good for everybody, we will going to continue this. Moving on, the next item is EIP 1559 fee market change. The Cat Herders are helping the implementers, the client implementers, and people who are working on the implementation of 1559 by collecting information from community, reaching out to different projects and infrastructure providers, checking if they have any issues. Then we arrange some meetings, talk to those people, collect these feedbacks, and present it to the client implementation team. So far, we have published first report on outreach that was published a couple of weeks ago. And this second round of outreach is focused more on wallets and exchanges because we could not get much information from their end. So I have we have recently met with a couple of projects. One were wallet and one was infrastructure provider. But we still need help with finding contacts or maybe reaching out to more wallets and exchanges. I know William and Alita and Exxon were also helping with this activity. So if any of you have any update.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm losing your audio, Pooja.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
It sounds like maybe you moved away from the microphone. Is that possible?
To speak a little louder, maybe that would help.
I hear you fine now, if it makes a difference. Just
Okay.
There was just a bit there where it seemed to like switch to sounding like you were very far away from me. I don't know if anybody else was experiencing that.
Okay, never mind. I will try to be in this position and so that my voice would be clearer. So I was mentioning that since the last meeting, we have managed to talk to two different projects. One was a wallet and one was another infrastructure provider. We are still looking into reaching out to wallets and exchanges, though the exchanges participation has been really low. We are trying to make contact to the right people, but if anybody out here listening this meeting And if they would like to share their thoughts and feedback with the Cat Herders or the 1559 implementers team, we have a feedback form. Please feel free to reach any of the Cat Herders. I know William and Alita are also supporting in this activities. So if you guys may have any updates from your end, please feel free to share.
Nothing on my end. Yeah, I'm still kind of like waiting on responses from the exchanges, and then trying to like figure stuff out. I guess I'm also waiting for us to wait. So have we published the recently outreach stuff?
We did publish the first report, which was out a couple of weeks back, but not the second one. I'm not sure if we would be able to publish it before this meeting. The next 1559 meeting is coming up on November 5th at 1600 UTC. So I'm not sure if we would be ready by that, but if not, then like maybe in the subsequent month, we will publish another report of outreach.
Okay.
I have not been so active on this in the last couple of weeks. I keep on wanting to jump back in. I just haven't had a good opportunity. So that's where I'm holding. But I mean, we're still using the same resources, right? I mean, like I should be able to chart what's been done and what needs doing from there. And I am hoping I'll be able to jump back in.
That's right. You could use the same resources. And if anybody else who has not like participated earlier and are willing to do that, feel free to reach any of us and we will let you know the process of it. And then if you have any contacts and exchanges, wallets, that would be super helpful. Moving on, meeting updates. So I was thinking that this Cat Herders should, kind of summarize what all meetings that has been covered by us. We are contributing by documenting notes of important public meetings like all core dev meetings, Ethereum 2.0 implementers meeting, EIP, and this 1559 and all these meetings. So I was thinking that from this meeting or maybe from the meeting onwards, we should be talking about it. Like whoever is writing the notes may share the summary of the meeting. And I think that would be helpful for community. So for this meeting, we have listed out EIP, H2 meeting, and all core dev meeting. Would anyone like to go ahead and share something on that?
I could do the last all core devs call quickly if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So last all core devs call really only handled a few different subjects, though a couple of them were really discussed at length. There was one presenter who talked about a proposal for making a basic tree structure. Needs more research, not yet drafted as an EIP. He is talking about doing that research and drafting it as an EIP when it happens. There was discussion around EIP 2926, chunk-based Merkleization. Alexei Akunov from TurboGeth has a possible alternative. There was a big discussion around complexity in EIP 2926, complexity in Alexei's alternative. The result there was that they said that they would self-organize conversations around those topics and about what the better way to proceed was. For YOLO V2, the ephemeral testnet, Geth and Bisu will be doing it. Nethermind won't, at least definitely not until EIP 2929 tests have stabilized. Nethermind needs to research something about a better library that came up during 2565 implementation. That sparked off a large conversation about proper gas pricing, how to properly gas price different operations for the EVM. Also had some general conversation about sticking to timelines, inclusion lists for things like test nets, ephemeral nets, and network upgrades. And then also discussion around sort of a bundle of 3 EIPs, 2929, but then also 2718 and 2930, which seemed to be contingent on it and what would need to be done, how much time should be put into it, and what level of importance they were. And that is actually pretty much everything.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you, William. The next all core dev meeting is scheduled this coming Friday at 1400 UTC. So we hope that it would be documented again by the cat herders, and in the next meeting, we'll get more updates on that. I don't see a few people here on the call today, so I'm not sure if we can get updates on EIP meetings and any other meeting. Do we have anyone who can update on EIP or Rec2? Cool. So we'll try to get people here on the call from next meeting onwards so that we can share summary for the community. Moving on, the next item is PEEP and EEP. So for PEEP and EEP, we recorded an episode with Nethermind CTO. It was EIP 2935. That is not considered in YOLO version, but that is another good proposal. We would highly recommend go watch that episode on PEEP and EEP. And the next meeting is scheduled for EIP 2718, which is with Mika Zoltu. EIP 2718 is type transaction envelope. It's really interesting proposal. It's a core EIP that is going to help out with the future upgrade in which we are trying to include EIP 1559. So people interested should stay tuned for that. And for the cat herders, this is not at the usual time, not in the afternoon of EST time zone. It's going to be at 1300 UTC.
Tell me the date again, please.
November 3rd at 1300 UTC.
Thank you.
No worries. The next item is emergency communication group. I'm not sure if we have moved from there, but if there is anything to share.
I know Hudson had mentioned to me that he had been circulating the documents, but hadn't really gotten much by way of feedback, good or bad, about them. So I don't think we're in an impasse right now, but we're kind of in a neutral state.
Okay. The next item is cat herders funding, Moloch and ESP. So as we know that Moloch's funding for 3 months has it's over now, and we are due to submit a proposal for that. I had a talk with Hudson, and he would be looking into submitting this proposal maybe this week or in the coming week. We are done with the documentation side. We are good with that. So we are hoping to submit the proposal soon.
Pooja, you're really quiet for some reason. Just heads up.
All right, I was wondering if it was just me again. I was about to type that in chat. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
I figured.
Yeah, Pooja, it sounds like you turn your head away to look at a side terminal or something, and when that happens, your voice fades.
I got it. You are absolutely correct. Like I have another computer, so I was just trying to find out what was there for the Moloch thing, and it turns out that like nothing important. So we should be good. Hudson will be submitting the MGP soon, and I was wondering if we can, think about some other initiative to increase community participation, like more than our usual stuff. Like these days we are being funded for notes, but if there is something that people would like to propose, and we should be reaching out to Moloch or the ESP people to get funding, and that is a good initiative we can start off. I think it would be great to hear thoughts on that. If not in this meeting, then maybe in the next meeting. But if there is something, if people would like to share, feel
So
free.
I'm still a big proponent of the hackathon or whatever, or some sort of thing like that for the community. We could even do like, I don't know, bounties or something.
Yeah,
but I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, we are wondering, like for hackathon, like at the global team is there, we can tie up with them and we can do that. But again, we need to come up with the theme, and we need to, decide a pattern, and then accordingly we can think of like, but for that we have to come up with plan how we are going to move. But that's a good proposal. We should think about having this kind of events.
I think a really great person that might be interested in getting involved in that would be Jay. But I don't, I don't think I'm a great person to really be like spearheading that, just because I know that I'm kind of bad with planning things. So
Jay from QuantStamp, you mean?
I don't know where she works, but she was part of the like security group or whatever.
Yeah, she points down.
Okay, okay. I'll get in touch with her. Okay. So yeah, that's a good proposal. We might want to think about what all we can add in here. For I mean, at this point of time, our contribution is limited with surveys, research work that we do, notes, and some coordination. But we would like to increase it, and we need to think about different activities that can be included. And of course, we will reach out to Malaka and ASP for funding for those things. Okay. Moving on, the next item is Ethereum Cat Herders update in email newsletter version. So this week's newsletter will go out today. About the email version, I checked in like Medium, they have certain features, they have enabled it recently, and probably I could make use of that and send it through. But I was wondering, like, what are the ways in which we can collect email? Like, what is our primary source of collecting email? Because I'm not sure that if we can even provide this subscribe feature, right, on our website. So is there any thought around how we can collect emails?
I mean, social media campaign classically.
Right. I mean, like, generally, like, people follow us on Cat Herders Twitter, so they are getting information from Twitters. If someone is following on Medium account, they are getting it there. But I was wondering if there could be a more generic way, or what are thoughts on having this subscription thing enabled on our website? I am still not sure of the reach of the website, but in some of the forms that we have shared earlier, I received information that people are still visiting the website. So that's again a source, but I'm not sure how much potential it has.
I think it's a great idea. Who has the keys to the website right now?
I do. It's actually through
Oh, you do?
GitHub. So yeah, it actually managed through GitHub. So whatever we added on the GitHub can be reflected on our website. If you're interested, I can like explain it to you. We just need to make a pull request and it would be there.
Interesting. So, I mean, embedding something there would be good. The truth is, doing more with the website in general, I think, is a very good idea. I mean, is it still saying when Istanbul's going to happen?
Oh no, I have updated it.
Okay, we've updated it past then. I haven't been on it for a while, but I know, like, I mean, a year after Istanbul is still talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like.
By the way, I do web development, so I'd love to help out with transforming the website if you'd like.
That would be great. Like, I have added text to it, providing information like about Berlin upgrade you can find there, about 1559 you can find there. And in past 6 months, whatever we are doing here in Cat Herders, I'm trying to add it up over there, but I'm not like web development side. So yeah, of course, I would appreciate your help in that. And maybe we could make use of the channel in our Discord of like website update, and we can continue the discussion in that.
Sounds good to me.
Great. That would be super helpful. Like, we need to make this website good looking. It has a lot of information, but it's not very attractive. Yeah. We might want to work on that. Okay, so I think that's mostly all about. Now coming up, discuss and close ECH GitHub issues and PRs. Do we have any open issue in PR which is new? Let me check. No, I don't see anything new here. So whatever we have like from the past, and we are waiting on some inputs to be added before we can actually go ahead and close that. On funding side, we tried to close all of the fundings except for one. Alita, I don't know if you got a chance to look into it. If you could split into two of the requests, that would be great, because the ask is an ETH, so we would want it according to that date, and that would be helpful. If it would have been in DAI, like bundled up would help there.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just like really lazy, so I will get around to it. But so thank you.
No worries. So other than that, there was one more open issue from your end that has been closed. For everyone, funds have been sent. The transaction is over. But if anyone finds any issue and they did not receive the fund, feel free to open it and let us know, and we'll try to look into that. But this is generally not the case. Moving on to the last item, it is the Ethereum Cat Herders meeting notes 43. And was there any action item for anybody here? I don't see the summary there. Yeah, I mean, it's coming up from that. I have been repeating on that. We need to engage more people. We need to expand the utilization of our channels and community outreach. So yeah, that's all from my end, and we are almost close to the end of this meeting. Does anybody has anything else they would like to discuss today?
Yeah, I have a quick question. If we got a bit of time, it's probably an EIP IP question. I'd probably just need to add that to the EIP agenda for the next meeting. But I'm wondering, is there a official way to track what clients are on any particular EIP are on board with? For example, Thomas Stanks on the last one, he's working on the historical block hashes in state, and we need that for our canonizer algorithm to look back in time to see what people's voting, their ether values were in history. But anyway, so we created a petition like topic so people can go on and support that. And but anyway, I'm wondering, is just getting clients on board just part of it is the responsibility of the champion to build consensus? Does that task include getting clients on board, and do you just contact those clients and try and lobby them to include EIPs, or is there anything more formal than that, or just wondering about that?
So at this point in my knowledge, there are a few ways in which we get to know which clients are working on the proposal. One is the all core dev meeting, in which and if any proposal is discussed, every client representative, they share their thought if they are willing to implement it or not. Based on those thoughts, these days we have recently started about this breakout room meeting. So if a proposal is worthy of that and people think that some more discussion may change mind of clients or may be able to implement it faster, we invite all client representative in that meeting and we discuss that proposal. So that's another way of getting on it. And the third is, like, if somebody is championing, they generally try to take care of the test cases and implementation, and they get in touch with other client representative. I'm not sure if there is any other formal ways of doing it, but this is what I'm aware of. And I don't know, the canonizer thing that you just mentioned, maybe another way of doing it, but wondering how to, let people know about it and how we can actually start making use of that tool.
Yeah, that was kind of what my thinking was. It sounds like we've got ways to discuss, to lobby people to get them on board, but there's no way to track who is or is not on board, including people that are not on board, why they're not on board, and stuff like that. But anyway, that's what our goal is at Canonizer. But anyway, I just wanted to let people know that I'm going to be pushing that direction. I'm going to show that the Nethermind client is on board. We would still like to get Besu and the other clients on board and stuff like that. But anyway, so thanks for that. That's all I had.
Yeah, just about this particular proposal, in one of the meetings it popped up, there was some alternative suggestions for this as well. So you might want to look into that, and yeah, if that is helpful for your.
Oh yeah, so where was that in alternate information, or how do I get that information?
It was discussed in one of the breakout room meetings. So maybe in the notes of breakout room meetings, it should be available, or maybe I'll check and get back to you on that. Generally, these notes are available in Ethereum/PM GitHub, where we create issue for breakout room meetings. At the end of the issue, we just add the summary of the meeting as comment section. So you might find some information.
So
over there.
that would be a breakout room for that particular 1550, or no,
2935.
yeah,
Yeah.
2930. Okay, I'll look for that. Cool. Thank you so much.
It was mentioned briefly at the end of the last All Core Devs call. It should appear in the notes, but it's very brief. I don't know if it's going to help you out much.
Okay, thanks for that info.
No worries. Yeah, that's all for today. And at the end, I just wanted to mention that 2 new people onboarded since the last meeting. One we already met. Thank you for joining. Juan, am I correct? I don't know. And there was one more person, but he could not join today. He said that he would be watching the recording and would try to join the next meeting. He was somewhere stuck in commute and did not. So I would highly recommend the people who are willing to join the Cat Herders, join this bi-weekly meeting, introduce yourself, and we look forward to your suggestion, like how we can work together and where would you like to contribute. That's all from my end. If anybody has anything. Looks like we are ending it early. Okay, then see you all in 2 weeks on November 19th, 1500 UTC. Thank you all for joining, and see you all in next 2 weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Pooja, and everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pooja. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend or 2
Bye.
weeks.